Welcome back to Sprout and Bloom. If you've been here from the beginning, you might have noticed there was a pause. I want to name that briefly and honestly. I stepped back because life shifted, events happened, and I realized that this space deserved more attention than I was able to give at that time. Sprout and Bloom didn't disappear, it took root. And now I'm back with more clarity about what I want this podcast to be and who it's really for. Today isn't a big relaunch, it's a reset. Over the last few years, parenting information has exploded. There's endless tips and scripts and reels and opinions telling parents what to do, what not to do, and how you're messing it all up. What I've noticed both professionally and personally is that parents aren't failing because they don't care or that they're not trying hard enough. They're overwhelmed. Most parents I talk to aren't looking for more advice. They're looking for support. They're asking for contacts and they're asking for permission to slow down and stop performing parenting for an audience. Sprout and Bloom exists because emotional intelligence isn't something we teach children in isolation. It's something that develops inside relationships. And those relationships are affected by stress, burnout, trauma, and unrealistic expectations placed on adults. We talk a lot about helping kids regulate their emotions, but we rarely talk about how dysregulated adults are expected to raise regulated children. Many of us were taught to push through discomfort, minimize your feelings, or keep it together no matter what. We're handed children with big emotions and told to stay calm all the time. That's not realistic and it's not kind. What this podcast is grounded in is a simple belief. Connection comes over correction. Regulation comes before behavior. And repair matters more than getting it right the first time. Kids don't need perfect parents. They need parents who are willing to notice, pause, and repair. Parents who are willing to say, that didn't go how I planned. I'm still learning. That's how emotional intelligence is built, not through flawless responses, but through honest relationships. So let me be really clear about what this podcast is. Sprout and Bloom is a space for real conversation about parenting, emotional regulation, and connection in everyday life. It's a space where we talk about slowing down, using play and creativity for emotional regulation, and letting go of the pressure to do everything perfectly. What this podcast isn't is a place for shame, fear-based advice, or trends that look good online, but don't hold up in real life. If you're looking for permission to be human while raising humans, you're in the right space. Going forward, you can expect conversations that are grounded in practical and honest. Some episodes will be reflections like this one. Others will dive deeper into specific topics around emotional regulation, boundaries, burnout, repair. I'm also hoping to bring other voices into the space, educators, parents, children, other professionals whose work align with connection first approaches. Over time, I'd love for this to be a place that I'm responding to questions and themes that come directly from listeners. I'm also exploring ways to bring this podcast into small intentional spaces like virtual conversations and in-person experiences. Nothing overwhelming, just meaningful connection. If this episode resonated with you, you don't need to do anything big. Just follow along, share it with someone who might need it, or simply let it sit with you. Parenting doesn't need more pressure. It needs more compassion, more honesty, and more spaces that feel safe enough to grow. I'm really glad you're here. And until next time, take care of yourself while you take care of those kids.